Oh, you might get copyright.
Exactly, stop right now. Good evening everyone and welcome to Global Hub Racing 2019. This is F2. This is the United States Grand Prix. Did I just say... that's totally the wrong introduction I've just done, but still. Anyways, and thanks to the Spice Girls for inviting us in there with an introduction. They're not totally appearing in Sunderland, are they, tonight? I think they are. Oh god. Well, hopefully we'll spice up your life here with some great action out on track. But joining me in the commentary box so far tonight is Bull Boy, Rocco and Mads. Good evening to you guys.
Good evening.
9 drivers here so far. We might have to get a couple of reserves in. We might.
Yes.
Might.
Yes.
I haven't said we will, but I've said we might.
Come on.
I think Silas is due in, and there's a couple of others that have been invited but haven't been thingy. Lewis says, "Get me in." He's an F1 driver though. As I've been followed by an account on Twitter. The out of context league racing. What the hell?
F3 and F4. Guys.
Deneen, you follow this account? Oh my god. I don't know who that is. Side maximum works? Oh, you know who that is. Straight off. Right. Yeah, I'll send out another couple of invites to people. Considering people can actually be bothered to come online tonight and actually experiencing some clean and competitive racing, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But we are missing a few drivers. Jack Meyer rage quitting last week, of course. He's got a burners game, and you'll probably see his house on fire in Wales, probably as we speak, doing that right now. Let's get Bass in. Unseen is online. Unseen is online. Just giving F2 drivers an invite, but 9 drivers, it's quite disappointing attendance here so far, which is a real shame because F2 has been one of the best tiers this season for action. I don't know what the special occasion is. Maybe it is the England and Netherlands game that's on, or people are just coming up to Sunderland to experience the Spice Girls, which again will be absolutely fantastic.
Shall I ask Jack if he can make it, or no?
Mr. Meyer, is that?
No, Jacko.
No. I'd rather... Oh, I'd rather get, like, clean and competitive drivers in.
Well,
no offence to him.
I'll go through the lists and see what F3 and F4 guys are on. So, who have we got? Dumlios is online.
Let me invite a couple of people from F3. I'll decide who's thingy. I think Silas is... I've just seen Silas on the game there. I think Silas is inbound. Now I'm gonna get people I actually rely on to join. Bomb Planter's coming on expecting an invite. He's never gonna get one. Janine, Mads. I'll invite Matey Boy in. Bass. Nearly gave an invite to Unseen there. Rocco. No. Oh, Vaporizer's on. I'll try and get... Vaporize F2 or F1? He's a bit both, so I'll invite him. Oh, Stephen has a race at 8 o'clock on GT Sport. What's so special at 8 o'clock on GT Sport? Ah. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, Jeff. Who's that just joined in? Somebody random has just joined in. I don't know who that is.
Matey boy.
Matey boy, thank you very much for attending, Matey boy. It's such a shame. I mean, F1 drivers, if you are an F1 driver like Lewis is, I'd rather not invite him because he's going to be too quick for this.
Well, what about
league.
those Steven and...
Well, he's not an F3 reserve, is he?
Well, he can race if he's
F3
online.
reserves only. F3 reserves only.
Let's get O Steven in then.
No. If all Steven races, there won't be a stream. Simple as that.
Oh.
Simple as that.
YBR? He's online as well.
Yep, YBR, same applies for him.
Oh. No. We're only gonna have 10 people.
Yep. Not my fault. Oh, I've gone into spectate mode anyways.
Oh, well, we could have like 15 drivers if we got some of those in. These nuts.
I've entered spectate mode, we can go.
Dylan, oh, 10 people.
We can go.
are.
Yep.
Wait, what about Silas, actually?
Silas is
Dylan,
obviously
Dylan's
not
in
there,
the
not anywhere near his console.
He has
Dylan's
more
an
than
F3
one
driver.
account.
Storm, what
I've
about
been inviting
Storm?
his CPR account, which is his thingy one.
Storm's online.
That's right, I agree to leave Storm out after it.
10 F2 quality better than a mix of tiers and contact is inevitable. I completely agree with Glock on that. Completely agree. So we'll go as we are.
I have to disagree, but I will.
No, we'll have to. I'm streaming. Do you not want to stream? Does everyone else not want to stream?
Hmm? I just want a good race with loads of people.
Get your priorities right.
Certainly have.
10-man races are boring. Yeah, but I've seen a 10-man race in AOR before, and to be quite honest, the action in that race was better than probably a whole season's worth of GHR. Let's try and repeat the same tonight. I love how I had a go at everyone in the comment section there, and nobody else has bothered to reply, which is fantastic. They know their priorities right.
I have
Don't wanna-
other reserves, but apparently that's not allowed, so... Oh well.
Yeah, don't want to get on the bad side of me, because I can be a bit of a pain when it comes to being on the bad side, as Bullboy will find out after this stream.
Oh yeah, can't deny that.
As long as it's clean and close racing, I don't care how many people are racing, says Glock.
Weather forecast.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Mads, you're our Met Office person on the national day of Sweden. You're from Denmark, sadly, but close enough. What is the weather forecast tonight? In Danish, please.
En dag, okay. Det bliver en tør kvalifikation, og det bliver også et tørt race. Så intet regn forventet.
So something about a dry qualifying session and maybe inters in the race? I'm completely going in blind here.
Dry qualifying and dry race.
Ah! Nah. The drivers who will allocate F2 status should only race no matter how many people are from F2. And as though Stephen. And now I'm going to mute you guys. So good luck, good luck, good luck, good luck, good luck, good luck. Right, that's the pains out of the way. We can now get on with a 10-man lobby. Not the greatest turnout for F2. There are a couple of people on holiday and a couple of people obviously about probably watching the England game as well. Maybe at the Spice Girls concert. And if you do hear anything in the background, then I do apologise in advance. But we are getting going here for F2 action. GHR F2. 3 weeks to go until the end of the game cycle, of course. Only 2 weeks if you're a GHR driver, of course. And coming into tonight, the standings are as follows. They're the completely wrong standings. The standings for tonight are Vienmi on 136 points, the guy you are on board with right now for NSX. Deneen in second on 127 points. He's got to try and outscore Vienmi. Vienmi, of course, having a very good, consistent run of things. 4 wins and 2 second places in the last 6 races for Vienmi. Glock in third on 80, Silas in fourth on 79, and Bass in fifth on 78. They're the 5 to watch as we start a lap here with Vienmi, the Swede, on the National Day of Sweden. Can the Swede get pole in America at the Circuit of the Americas here in Austin, Texas? 20 corners and he's already through one of them. So Vienmi now coming into the S section through turn 2. Now they run towards 3 and 4, 5 and 6, which is the S section, which I like to liken to Maggots and Beckett's. Now coming up towards turn 7. Then a bit of a uphill rise through turns 8 and 9. Attacking on the power very nicely, about 115 coming out of the corner there for Vienmi. Now on the run down towards turn 10. Turn 11 that is, in fact. Vienmi coming down onto the straight. So here we go, reaching in excess of about 200 miles an hour, I'd imagine here, and already reaching that amount going down the straight. 206 mile an hour under the braking zone. Down into first gear, very high first gear there for Vienmi. Through the middle sector, 101.1. On the right hand side of your screens there was the sector 2 time. Now coming up towards turn 15, which is the left-hander here. Going through that very nicely. Turn 16, 17 and 18, famously where Max Verstappen overtook Vettel on the final lap of the race to win, to finish third in Austin, Texas, and then gets disqualified from the results. Through turn 19 now, running a bit wide there on exit Vienmi. He's about to come across the line to set. I think this is going to be a 130 to go off the timing screens with. A 131.1 is his first lap. Let's watch Deneen now. His closest championship rival. Only 9 points behind him at this stage for Livid Racing. And it is, of course, good to see an esports team represented like NSX in GHR. And hopefully we will be announcing a very good partnership, hopefully by the end of tonight, with an esports team. People might know who that is, but I'm not giving anything away. Deneen across the line, invalidate. Matey Boy, our F3 reserve, comes second there, 132.3. He is guaranteed points no matter what happens tonight. Glock, I think, staying in the pits, going to be giving us a last two whatever challenge, I think. JB third, 32.7, and Ballboy in fourth with 33.3 are the only other times. Little Brookie now coming around the final corner. On the approaching the final corner now. Going nicely, nearly running out of VOS here, Little Brookie, but he comes across the line to set a 32.2, so jumps up to third, about a tenth ahead of Matey Boy there. So nice lap there by Little Brookie. Mads on the run down towards turn 11, or turn 12 even at the end of the straight. No, this is turn 11 coming up. I do apologise, I'm getting my turns mixed up. But now Mads coming through, misses the apex very wide on exit there for thingy, and just had received word through on Twitter, and I hope he really doesn't mind saying this, but it is Asheen's 8-year anniversary for his dad's passing, and I think all of our thoughts and prayers do go to him and his family at this very sad time on this anniversary, of course. And of course 75 years to the day since the D-Day landings as well. We have to remember those who gave their sacrifice, their lives to us for being here. And of course, if we were under occupation from Nazi Germany, we would not be living the lives that we are now. So we are forever grateful and forever thankful to the guys and gals of the armed personnel back in the 1940s on this day 75 years ago at the Normandy beach landings, or D-Day as is known. Coming through, back to the action however, Rocco 33.3, disappointing lap there from Rocco. It was an invalidated lap anyways. We've only got 2 drivers out on track, except from Glock who's on an out lap, who was there. Mads is coming through sector 2 on a set of softs, and Rocco also on a set of softs as well, and he's coming through sector 1, so we'll keep a close eye on these two. 11 minutes to go in qualifying, 10 drivers, not the greatest turnout in the world, but Vienmi on top of the 31.1, and in fact Bass has gone second with a 31.191, so Vienmi and Bass showing their hours of practice, countless hours of practice. I would imagine that Montana has been hitting into them, and he's gone second with a 31.1, and it's an NSX 1.2 at the minute. But Little Brookie third, Matey Boy fourth, JB fifth, Bullboy in sixth are your current timings. We're going forward with Rocco. He's 600 down in this middle sector. MC where Vettel spun last season, of course, in F1. Through turn 15, yellow flag in sector 1. Probably somebody getting out of the way there, as Rocco comes down through 16, 17 and 18, the triple right-hander, now into the left-hander of turn 19 on the run-up towards the little rise into turn 20. Rocco comes across the line and invalidates again. It's a 33.5, so not improving there. Glock on a lap, coming towards turn 10, running towards the straight on a set of ultra softs. He may as well take advantage of what is going to be happening here tonight, with there only being 10 drivers, and hopefully with limited drivers we are going to be having very good action out on track, and hopefully we will see that tonight in GHR F2. 101.183 there for Glock through the middle sector. He is attacking this, coming through turn 15, looking quite nice. Triple right-hander of 16, 17 and 18. Again, looking very nice. Very hunkered down, that car. Good downforce setup he's got on there. Glock coming around turn 19. Now on the run-up towards turn 20. He's bailing, and he's going to go into the pits. Back into the pits. He must go EIEI-EIO. And Vienmi is on a lap. Vienmi trying to spice up his performance out on track tonight. The 31.1 currently at this stage, the Swede. Vienmi coming through turn 10 there on the run down the hill into turn 11. Wishing in excess again of 200 miles an hour. Yellow flag in sector 3. Probably somebody just preparing for a lap there, I would imagine. Coming through, Vienmi. Is he improving in this middle sector? I think he might be, you know. I think Vienmi might be improving on this lap. He looks at least 2 or 3 tenths up tonight on his current time. Coming through 16, 17 and 18. Through turn 18 he goes now. On the run down towards turn 19. Then up to the rise of turn 20. This is a very good lap here from Vienmi. Bails into the pits and must have got an invalidation there at turn 19 for running slightly wide. We've got Bullboy in a lap as well, just reaching the end of the middle sector, and he is the one that is ahead on track. So Bullboy now coming through. We may have a difference of opinion, but still 2 seconds off the pace. It is quite dire from his perspective, but Bullboy coming through the triple right-hander. 16, 17 and 18, runs wide to try and get the best exit out of turn 18. Through turn 19, and now on the run towards turn 20. Bullboy improving on this lap, I think. Could go ahead of JB here. Oh, he puts it ahead of Matey Boy, so goes fourth. An improvement by about a second there for Bullboy, so not a bad lap there at all from him. There's the yellow flag in sector 1. Little Brookie comes across the line, doesn't improve. Bass is on a lap coming through turn 18 in the Force India. Looking good at the minute. Is he going to attack the final corner? Could he go and beat Vienmi with this lap? It's looking good for Bass. It's looking really good for Bass. Comes across the line, 30.9. There we go. It's an improvement, 2/10 improvement there for Bass, and he's up to P1 with that lap, and still that NSX 1-2 dominating things at this minute. JB now through turn 19, got Deneen and Vienmi back on outlaps as well. So JB around the final corner, looks like he's improving slightly here, yeah, 32.5, improved by just less than 2/10 of a second there. Very wide out and split grid at the minute. As, coming through turn 20 to begin a lap, is Deneen, so the Irishman, currently second in the championship positions. Deneen looking to better Vienmi and Bass here. He's got to try and outscore Vienmi by a few points. Of course the championship can't be won tonight, but hopefully we will see that Deneen should have the pace, and he's on a set of supers, so watch out for this lap. He is on a set of supers. Everyone else that has qualified so far on a lap have been on ultra softs. Glock, by the way, saying in the comment section that he will be staying at the back for this race and not getting involved in any sort of arguments or anything like that tonight. And Storm, I think there was just a reply there from Storm. Well, this is typical, this. This is just absolutely typical. There we go, we're back into the session straight away. I'm just going to wait until everyone's name's lovely. We have got about 4 minutes left in the session. I do apologise about the outage there on my end. But we are still live, hopefully. And you can still hear me okay. So I will commentate for now as if people can hear me in the lobby, and they probably can. I do apologise if anybody is hearing me through their screens right now. Not putting you off at all. But hopefully we can have a party invitation back to that party so we can continue on with the stream. I'm just again waiting for the names to load up. You probably know who they are, but name's not appearing. It's not great. So I'm going to wait until that appears, and then we'll go back into spectate mode. Unless you want to see me race, of course, as a late entry into this championship for tonight. 11th driver is me out on track. That'd be fantastic. Yeah, probably the connection went down there. Stream is stopping. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully the stream is not stopping. I have turned my iPad onto airplane mode, so that was the problem. Unless the Spice Girls are taking over all the electricity in Sunderland currently. Not great if they are going to be doing that, and I will be having no power at all. Everyone's names have finally appeared, which means we can go back into spectate mode. I do really apologise to anyone that is hearing me through their TVs right now. Definitely not great stuff. But just waiting for a party invite back to that party so I can continue commentating by myself, of course. Hopefully somebody out on track can give me the decency of doing it. Have we seen any improvements? Yes, we have. We've missed Vienmi. It's at 130.628. And is down on his lap, and it looks like he's going to be coming into the pits. It's going to be a bit touch and go if he's going to get another lap in. I don't think he will. But Vienmi, yeah, he's going to bail it into the pit. So he improves to a 30.6, so really gaining the upper hand. Bass in second. Deneen now third with a 31.722. Little Brookie, I do believe, has improved as well with 31.763. 400 off there for Little Brookie. Not a bad lap at all from him. Bullboy is on a lap. Matey Boy isn't. We've got Rocco though on a lap. No pressure, Rocco. Coming through turns 16, 17 and 18. 19 and 20. Rocco looking good on a set of super softs. Could go third here possibly with this lap. He really speeds it out the final corner, comes across the line, goes fifth in the end with 32 flat. So plonks that car right in behind Little Brookie, and he's just in behind Deneen there as well. Glock comes across the line to go ninth. Mad's not going to be on a lap. in the pits. Whoever is the party host, by the way, in that party, please give me an invite if you can hear me. Goodness me. I don't want to be commentating by myself through the game, because, I mean, the gaming quality is absolutely shite at the best of times. Bulbo retires from the session. What about learning how to pronounce the enemy's name? What about trying to get an attitude? Maybe your attitude needs fixing, Montana, but there you go. Hey-ho. The enemy on top. From Bass in second, Deneen in third, Little Brookie in fourth at this stage. Looks like he has invalidated on this lap for Little Brookie, which is not great. Rocco, Matey Boy, Bullboy, Rocco, Matey Boy, JB, Glock, and Mads. That is your top 10 at the minute. Of course, Glock will be starting ahead of Mads because he has retired from qualifying. I'm just trying to pick up on who might be on a lap here. Matey Boy is on a lap coming through the middle sector. He's coming through the final sector, in fact. 10, 16, 17 and 18. The triple right-hander. Looking good at the moment for Matey Boy. Of course, the enemy's teammate tonight. Bass improves. 30.5 goes tops. The NSX boys going very quick. Matey Boy comes across the line. No improvement. 1900s down on a set of supers there for Matey Boy. It's not a bad lap there from him. JB is improving. 2/10 up in the middle sector. Now approaching famous triple right-hander. So 16, 17 and 18. Looking good at the minute for JB. We've seen Glock and Bass retire from the session as well there. But JB, the 32.5. JB coming across the line, looking like a really good lap. This goes 6th ahead of Rocco, who I think might be improving. He's in the middle sector. He's the only one on a lap here. No pressure on Rocco. He's the final driver to complete a lap. Just loses the back end there through turn 10 on the run down to the straight now. 200 mile an hour easily going to be gained. Watch out for the braking point. About 206 mile an hour, I would think, under the braking. In fact, it's just slightly quicker than that. Rocco now into the middle sector. End of the middle sector for him. It's a 101.9. He's a 10th and a quarter down at this stage for Rocco. Looking good at the minute. But Rocco coming through turn 7. And just in reply to Montana's comment there, yeah, I'm not going to designate that with a reply because you shouldn't be criticising the commentator who's actually trying to do right and commentate on the action. But Rocco coming around the final corner now. Looks like he's invalidated this lap. Comes around. Is he improving? Yeah, slight improvement there from Rocco, so not a bad lap from him at all. But Rocco goes 7th with that lap. An improvement of, I think I was about 300-400 there for Rocco. Only 10 drivers out on the grid tonight, which is a shame. But hopefully we'll deliver you the best possible action out on track. Bass ahead of the enemy. 1st and 2nd. 300 separating and clearly ahead of the rest. So that's the first row of the grid. Deneen and Little Brookie, good again, a good qualifying session there by Little Brookie, going 4th and only 400ths off Deneen, so not a bad lap there from Little Brookie at all. Bullboy and JB going to be starting on the 3rd row of the grid, 5th and 6th. Watch out for Deneen, by the way, on the supers. Rocco and Matey Boy starting on the 4th row, and then Glock and Mads on the 5th row. Again, super softs for Rocco, softs for Glock. Mads, I think, has got anything. I know my mic can be heard. I haven't got a party invite to that other party, which is a shame. Session, so you don't have to hear me, which is fantastic. Brilliant. Brilliant. Right, we're back. I don't know who is host. Who's going to be laying up my connection? Deneen is going to be hoisting up my connection a little bit in the party. There we go. Why the top 3 in F2? Because of the tier placements. We made a wrong decision on that, which we apologise for, but what can you do? We can't change it now, 3 weeks from the end of the season now, can we? It's a shame. It is a shame. But formation lap has now begun. Put down your qualifying predictions in the comment section, because I do want to see your predictions. Mad starting our set of softs, by the way. Everyone else, of course, in that qualifying compound. Bass on top, the enemy second, Deneen in third. Is not how I think it's going to pan out. I think the enemy's going to take this win and go for 5 wins out of 7 races, and possibly extend this championship lead by a considerable margin tonight. I think Bass is going to be second, and in third, watch out for Rocco in third. I think he's the one to watch there in 7th. Super soft compound of tyre. He's in the sour, but he's got Matey Board behind him. No contact going into turn 1, hopefully. Plenty of respect to be shown out on track as well, hopefully. But looks good. I think Bass is going to... I think Rocco's going to take third. I really do. But there we go. So we are moments away from the race start here in GHR F2. Bass and the enemy first and second at this stage. And wouldn't be surprised if honestly these two stay as they are, but Bass's over aggressive driving in the last couple of races, last 2 races especially, who he has been given a talking to, by the way, by me prior to his race last week, and I personally thought he showed a little bit of over aggressive driving, but there you go. I think that's what you've got to be thingy. Probably because F1 was full of drivers, quicker drivers at the start of the season. Unfortunately, most of them can't be bothered themselves to turn up and race. Exactly that, Unseen. Exactly that. It's just ridiculous, really. People thinking more about their reputations rather than trying to get a good league, apply that trade in a smaller league. It's quite shameful, really, but we're changing things for next season, so don't worry about that. But 5 red lights, as I apologise for the shocking camera angle. Here we go, that's a better camera angle. 5 red lights then are about to go out in America for round 9 of the championship, and it is lights out and away we go. Looks like the enemy's got a good start on the inside there. Rocco's already lost a position. He's not going to get him caught in any bit of contact going down into turn 1. Everyone is going to keep it clean into turn 1, I think. And yeah, everyone is clean through turn 1, and the enemy has jumped Bass into second. Danina's lagging in third. Please be aware of that if you are around him. Little Brookie fourth. JB in fifth. Oh, there's contact. It's Bullboy and JB is in the wall. JB is in the wall. I think there was contact there. Bullboy catching the back end of him. Little Brookie trying to go for a move on Deneen early on for third. And the battle for the lead holding up as well. The enemy and Bass first and second at their stage for the NSX, and they're already 1.2 seconds clear of Deneen. Little Brookie tries to go for an opportunistic move. He wants to try and get that move done before the lag causes any more problems for him. Bullboy right on the background in 5th. Glock already up to 6th from 9th. Matey Boy, Mads and Rocco. There's the position gains from lap 1. So far as we see Bass going down the inside of the enemy. All hell for leather. Just about butchers him off track, but good move there by Bass. He's through and he's up to P1. Good move there on his fellow NSX driver. We've got Glock right on the back of Bullboy, flicking through as Little Brookie again attempts to go down Deneen's inside. That's through turn 15 this time. 16, 17 and 18. Deneen and Little Brookie. Bullboy right on the back. Yellow flag in sector 3. That'll be Rocco who was spun it. Rocco was spun it in the background of shot. I could just tell by the timings he had spun it, and it's definitely not going to be his race whatsoever. He's lost 7 seconds there. Glock 3-second time penalty picked up. At the end of lap 1, Bass has pulled away. The enemy getting the jump on him, but Bass has got the lead by 0.5 of a second. As we see Little Brookie again try to go down the inside of the Irishman, never going to work. On a set of ultra soft compound of tyres, remember, so Little Brookie will be feeling the effects of those throughout this first half of the race. Bullboy on the background on again on a set of ultras, going for the move on Little Brookie, and Little Brookie has been overtaken, ran the outside. Little Brookie just overspeeding it through the S section there, just losing the tyres I think as well, and Bullboy is up to 4th place, taking full advantage of a mistake by Little Brookie. He was now beating a retreat through the field. Glock and Matey Boy chasing each other down. Glock especially thought he was going to try and go for a move. Tyre wear glitch from Rocco I've just seen on my screen there. So tyre wear glitch from Rocco, which is unfortunate. But Glock trying to go down the inside of Little Brookie. A little bit of weaving, excessive weaving there from Glock. He's down the inside on the Little Brookie and gets that move done. Nice possession getting there from Glock. Little Brookie again back down his inside. Near to contact. Give each other room, guys. Come on. Glock down the inside. Gets that move done again. Repeats the favour. Little Brookie with a much better exit, but not going to happen because Glock is right. Now, in the thick of the action, Little Brookie will now start to lose time. So Glock's up to 5th. Little Brookie tries one down the inside. I thought there was going to be a little bit of contact there, to be honest. Matey Boy Mads running in 7th and 8th. Rocco in 9th with that tyre wear glitch. He started on 90% worn tyres, which is definitely not what you want to be doing with the tyre wear glitch at all. Rocco's calling for a restart, actually. No restart to be given. That's how the game goes, I'm afraid. But Glock, 5th and 6th at this stage. Battle for lead. 7/10 of a second. Bass and Vienmi. Deneen in 3rd. 4th for Ballboy. 5th for Glock. 6th for Little Brookie. For Bass, leading the way from Vienmi. The 2 NSX boys. So everyone settles down now into their rhythms. Bass leads from the Swede in 2nd at this stage. Let me just have a look at the comment section, see what people have been saying there. Matey Boy is getting quite close to Little Brookie here running down the straight. This is for 6th and 7th out on track. Matey Boy having a very good race so far as an F3 reserve, of course. Matey Boy round the outside. Gonna try and think about it. He's got the car ahead. Little Brookie not gonna fight this, I don't think. Matey Boy all the way around the outside. A little bit off track. Little Brookie trying to go around the outside of him, but Matey Boy's got that move done. Little Brookie just backing off. He knew Matey Boy had the run on him. Little Brookie, though, slides it down the inside once again. Near to contact there, to be honest. Little Brookie gets that move done. Matey Boy down in 7th, Mads in 8th at this stage. Let's just have a look at what is going on in the comments section. Bass is going to win easily, apparently. 0.6 of a second. He's not getting away from Vienmi at all. To go up into turn 1 there, just in the background of shot. Bass leading his fellow NSX guy. Glock right on the back of Ballboy. The soft's obviously going to be operating at a better temperature compared to the Supers, or the Ultras, in fact, at this stage for Ballboy. Ultras, Supers and Softs are the 3 compounded tyres. Little Brookie picks up a 3-second time penalty going through turn 3 there. Not ideal from his perspective. Matey Boy and Mads starting to get on the back of that as well, but battle for 4th is currently the one you're on board with. Ballboy and Glock at this stage. And in fact, Matey Boy was trying to line up Little Brookie, who again just seems to be struggling with those tyres. Little Brookie trying to get him. He's already pretty much got him past here down the straight. He'll have to speed it up and the DRS up. This should be easy pickings for Matey Boy. Watch out for Mads in the background as well. He's catching Little Brookie. Down the inside goes Glock on Ballboy. Gets that move done. Mads not closing in enough to complete the move on him. And Ballboy and Glock are still going at it. 4th and 5th. Glock hanging it down the inside. Ballboy around the outside, but inside line for Glock. Gets that move done. And a very nice, clean move there by Glock. He's up to 4th with a very nice sticking move indeed. 0.5 of a second. Bass and Vienmi. I don't think he's getting away out in front. They're just really sticking with each other. Let's have a look at the ERS deployment. Actually, 10% more, I would say, for Vienmi compared to Bass at this stage. As Little Brookie dives himself into the bits. Might be right side end plate damage if I think I've seen it, but it could be the tyres as well. Ballboy again closing up into turn 1. Not close enough this time around. Just spreads everything out a little bit more. 2 real battles going out on track. Let's just focus on this battle for 4th then. Glock and Ballboy really struggles with that S section. Them Ultras are already going off the cliff here. Bass leading. A second now. The gap has just extended out. Deneen in 3rd will just be sitting and waiting. I think he's on a set of Supers, is Deneen. He is. He's on a set of Supers. So they're obviously going to go further into the rest than the Ultras. He could go for one stop from a set of Supers to a set of Softs. Can be done round here. Bass leading still though, 1.1 seconds. And if you're just tuning in, this is GHR F2 with a very lackadaisical attendance of 10 people. But Bass and Vienmi riding on the show at the minute. They're 3 seconds pretty much ahead, or 4 seconds ahead if you're Bass. compared to Deneen, who's in third. There's Glock in fourth, Ballboy in fifth. Running around in the background there, Matey Boy and Mad, 6 and 7. Little Brookie miles out in front ahead of Rocco. He came into the pits there, so tyre glitch obviously costing Rocco quite a lot of time, and that spin obviously down to the tyre glitch as well. Everything just settles down. 1.2 seconds lead gap at this stage. On to lap 6 we go. All just spreading itself out. I'm going to have to struggle to find stuff to talk about here, I think. And this race is going to be like F4 last week in Mexico. But still, let's go on board with the leader. Let's go on board with Bass. 82% of ERS coming through the S section for the first time. For the 6th time out on lap 6 here. And me in second. London Eye in the background looking over the track. Of course, we're not in London. We're in Austin, Texas for the American Grand Prix. But Bass currently holding firm out in front of that gap. Has just extended out more. 1.2 seconds. Vienna just closing down slightly. 1.1 seconds gap. Bass currently hanging it very nicely. Rocco 3-second time penalty. Wouldn't be surprised actually if he tries to cut every single corner and ends up getting disqualified because of how far he's actually behind at this stage. But Bass is holding firm out in front and holding that gap at a very consistent level of 1.1 seconds. Now just extending out to 1.2 at the exit of turn 11. He turns 12, 13, 14 and 15. This left-hander went through nicely there. 16, 17 and 18 here for Bass. Just feathers the throttle nicely through there. They're on a set of ultras, so I would expect them to be pitting around lap 8, lap 9, I would imagine. There is a yellow flag in sector 2, and no surprises here. That is Rocco spinning. Is that another tyre glitch for him? I really hope not. He's doing donuts in the middle of the track. It's not really great stuff. You don't want to be doing donuts in the middle of the track at all, trying to get the car started again, but that's pretty much his race over for Rocco. Leaders, by the way, are just coming through start of sector 1, and they will be reaching the end of sector 1 very shortly as they come through the S section. Ballboy losing time to Glock, 2.5 seconds off at this stage. That gap has extended out by around a second in the last 2 laps or so. So Glock hanging on in there. Little Brookie sets the fastest lap of the race with a 35.4. Of course, 1 point for the fastest lap, so Little Brookie will be aiming to try and get that extra point, which will serve him well in the championship going ahead into the final 2 races of the season. And of course, if you're wondering what the next 2 races of the season are, we follow pretty much the F1 2019 calendar. It is Brazil, and then it's Abu Dhabi for the season finale, and then the week after will be something very special as we say farewell to F1 2018 and welcome in F1 2019. Rocco, by the way, has spun again, and that this time is through sector 3, where the leaders are starting to approach. And I really hope Rocco was not giving up for the sake of it here. Really hope he's not going to cause anything out of the ordinary here, let's just say. Food 16, 17 and 18. Bass. There is Rocco. He's diving into the pits, so he's going to be lapped here. Might just retire it in the pits here for Rocco. Those tyres already blistering on the front. We are seeing Vienmi coming into the pits. Vienmi from P2 into the pits. Deneen still continues on for another lap. Of course, him being on a set of supers. Wouldn't be surprised if Ballboy comes in this lap around. He's going out for another lap though. So Vienmi in. 20 laps on softs. Can work. If he really protects those tyres, he should be fine. He should be getting out ahead of Little Brookie here, who's not even at the final corner yet. So Vienmi will be coming out the pits. Rocco as well, just letting through Matt. So Rocco now has been completely lapped by 6 drivers out on track. Vienmi just in behind him as well. But back to the leader. Bass is pulling away. 3.9 seconds. Danina's holding that gap firm in behind though, and sticking to him nicely. The stage Bass just runs a little bit out wide. Might have just messed up his braking zone slightly there. But we are pretty much a quarter through this race. More than 25% through this race. Bass leads. Deneen second. Glock in third. Mads and Matey Boy 1.3 seconds away from each other at this stage. See if that can close up running down the straight. The Brit and the Dane, of course. Matey Boy in F3. Mads in F2. That is Vienmi around the background of shot there. Just runs out wide there, matey boy. Ultrasofts might be just beginning to lose those that temperature in the tyres. Of course, being running at such a high temperature, they are going to start cooling off, and they'll get colder and colder until they eventually wear out, fall, and get a puncture perhaps. Bass is in from the lead of the race. So Bass is in from the lead of the race. Let's see what he can do. Deneen continues, Glock continues, Bullboy as well continues on a set of ultras. Somehow he's trying to make those tyres go, I think, for one stop. The Bass in, set of softs, goes a lap later. Where is Vienmi in all of this? I think Bass is just going to jump him here, you know. Coming out of the pits, Vienmi will be left hand side of the screen, just behind the hood, and it looks like Bass is going to get out ahead of him. So Bass has got out ahead of Vienmi and retains that net lead. So Bass out ahead, but it's only 2/10 pretty much coming out the pits, and the two NSX boys are now going to go at war in the middle of this stint, in the middle of this race. We're on lap 9 out of 28 as Vienmi tries to see an opportunistic move. We're all the way around the outside of turn 6 there. Now through turns 7 and 8. Now through turn 9, right on the back of him. Right on the back of him. Mads as well on Matey Boy, getting quite close. Vienmi now down the inside. The Swede down on the inside of the Dutchman. Gets him. Just push him off track slightly though. Get caught on the curb. The bollard sent flying. Right on board. Continue to ride on board with this. Mads is closing up to Matey Boy in the background as well. That is Rocco, a lapped car, getting involved. And Vienmi has now got that move done on Bass, and he is into the net lead of this race. Looking good from the Swedes' perspective at this minute. Bass in second, out on track, only out in 7th, but of course when everyone pits that'll be in next second. We see the tyres that everyone is on. Rocco going for a set of ultras, trying to set a fastest lap I think is Rocco. Trying to seal it off Little Brookie, who I think currently holds fastest lap. We go on board with TV Pod. Mads, that is Matey Boy, sorry, coming in splits. Mads is going to continue another lap. He's on a set of softs. He's got Rocco all the way over the back of him. Not ideal to have a lapped car. Hopefully we're not going to see a Billy move down the inside, and he's completely and utterly buggered that up. Rocco completely and utterly buggers that up, and somehow he's still ahead of him. So I'm not sure what is going on here between these two. Bullboy all the way out the pits. Matey Boy right in behind coming out the pits. Matey Boy right in behind Bullboy coming out the pits. So that's quite interesting there from their two perspectives. Back to the battle for 4th, currently out on track. Yenmi and Bass. 5/10 of a second. Little Brookie again. 3-second time penalty being picked up. That is Mads ahead of them. Mads is ahead of them. That is Rocco shooting off into the distance ahead of them as well. And God, he is shooting off into the distance, but these guys of course will be running at the tyres. Don't think we're going to see any moves running down the straight on that 10 out of 28. It's Deneen from Glock, predictably so I think. 2.2 seconds gap. Glock driving a very nice race so far after starting from the back, apart from Mads, who's currently in 3rd. Position gains at the minute. 7 for Mads, as Mads has ran wide there. Mads has run very wide there and has given up 2 places to the 2 leaders. Might have just been a complete let through there for the Den, which I wouldn't have been surprised with. Deneen now into the pits, in the lead of the race. Where is he going to come out in all this? He's going to come out ahead of Little Brookie, I think, here by about 3-4 seconds, I would imagine. Rocco gets his fastest lap. Deneen, the leaders are just about to go past him. They have gone past him there. Little Brookie just out the final corner, so Deneen is going to be well ahead of Little Brookie. And he's out in a net 3rd place. So good stuff from Deneen onto a set of softs to the end of the race. So 17 more laps to go at this stage. Glock leads, Vienmi second, Bass in 3rd. Hopefully everyone is enjoying the action so far out on track, despite the reduced attendance that GHR has received tonight. Only 10 drivers, which is quite dire. I know it's the end of the game cycle, but come on, you should be celebrating this game for all the good league moments that it has actually produced. And it has. So don't get at me that it hasn't. But Bass trying to run in the slipstream of the Swede, but it's not going to be enough. Yeah, he's not going to go for the move here at all. Glock still leading. He will be pitting a couple of laps time, I would imagine, from his perspective. Mitty Boy is close to Ball Boy, but not close enough to try and go for that move and try and commit for that move. We're now on to, or about to go on to lap 12 here in the USA. In the US of A. As, what's somebody shooting into the pits? Nope. Nobody shooting into the pits. Rocco ahead of these two. 5 tenths of the gap between the two NSX boys. NSX boys, I should say. Bass and Vienmi currently out for net second. Out on track. Cross save has just become available on Destiny 2. I've just seen on Twitter there. Go on, Bass and Vienmi, says Felix. Of course, Felix sunning himself in a country. I don't know what that country is that he's in, but hopefully he's having a very nice holidays, Felix. Wish I was there with you, man. I wish I was there with you. Ballboy, 3-second time penalty for Ballboy. Very interesting. Matey Boy's right on the back of him now. Bass. Looking good at the minute. Closing in, closing in. Bass is closing in. Not quite. Not quite at all. It might be a boring race, but hopefully there is going to be a good battle that'll keep you all awake. It'll certainly keep me awake. Especially considering I've freed up again my free time to come and commentate for you guys. Yellow flag in sector 3, no doubt who that was. Rocco trying to bin it into the wall. He may as well just retire it in the pits, really. Got no chance. That's a little Brookie just coming through his shot there. Deneen right on the back of Mads, approaching turn 19. On the run to turn 20. DRS will be enabled, of course, for him. He is within a second of the car ahead. And Deneen leading. And he's going to get past it. He's going to go for the move on Mads. Gets that move done. Mads not going to fight that, and he's up into 4th place. As Rocco has received a 10-second time penalty and DNF'd out of this race. Not great stuff. I mean, when you give up in style. But Glock out in front by 7.2 Start again. Glock out in front, 7.7 seconds out in front. Vienmi in second, Bass in third, Deneen in fourth, Mads in fifth, Little Brookie sixth, Ballboy seventh, Matey Boy eighth. If you're just tuning in, welcome to GHR F2. I'm James Head 14, your commentator for tonight, and future one owner of GHR, which I'm very excited to take on the responsibilities to give you what you guys want, and that is clean, competitive racing out on track, which hopefully we've been seeing the majority of tonight, and it looks very good indeed out on track so far. From everyone's perspective, everyone's driving a very nice clean race, which is fantastic to see. If anybody is interested, by the way, in football, there is a Nations League match going on at the minute between England and the Netherlands. I really hope that England do win. I really hope England do win because of course I'm from the country, the brilliant country of England, and no offence to our Dutch counterparts, who we do have plenty of members of here in GHR, which we are forever grateful for. I think England's going to win tonight. Yeah, have to support the lads. Jordan Pickford's in goal, one of Sunderland's finest people. But now, are we going to see a battle between the two net leaders, Vienmi Bass? Bass is looking close enough this time. He looks close enough this time. We'll go on board with him. Running quite close. The Dutchman catching on the Swede. He's catching. Could go for the move down the inside. He's going to commit the move. Vienmi offline slightly. They're going to be side by side coming out of turn 10. Turn 11, that is. All the way around the outside. Bass all the way around the outside. Surely not. Down the inside. Bass. What a move that is. That is simply sensational stuff on Bass. all the way around the outside of turns 13 and 14, down onto the inside line at turn 15, and what a move that is! Bass getting the move done on the enemy. His current counterpart, and NSX, has just been left reeling in his wake, so maybe needing a new pair of underpants. What a move by Bass. He's round the outside of him, he's up to second place. Fantastic driving by the Dutchman. Fantastic driving. That is the sort of battling you want to be seeing. Little Brookie has gone for a spin in the final sector. Has he got a puncture on those tyres? We'll wait to find out. I think he does, you know. I think he does. Does he? Coming in the pits? Left rear? Yeah, left rear may be punctured. I'm not sure. Couldn't see there if anything was punctured on his tyres. It might have just been a spin for Little Brookie, which would have been a shame, really. But currently, Glock still leads. He's going great guns. He should be getting out ahead of Ballboy, I would imagine, who has already been in the pits, of course, earlier on. Out in front, though, Glock leads. Vienmi second. Bassin for Vienmi. Nearly trying to move there. Wasn't quite going to commit the move. Looking good at the minute, though. And again, it just sort of quietens down now a little bit. Here, Little Brookie, 3-second time penalty being picked up. That I think is his third one so far. Let's check on board with the penalties. We see Vienmi and Bass running round. Glock has got a penalty. Bass has got none. Vienmi has got none. Deneen has got 6 seconds. Mads has got a penalty. Ballboy has got a penalty, weirdly. Matey Boy has got 2. Little Brookie has got 5. Goodness me. And Rocco has got 4. And JB, of course, out of the race after that contact. Glock is into the bits, however. Mads is coming in as well, so this will be Glock out in clear 4th place. There is Matey Boy and Ballboy going very close to each other, actually, coming down in the final corner. Glock miles ahead. He's going to be in 4th place. There's a yellow flag in Sector 2, which is not any of the leaders. I think it was Little Brookie, again, going for a spin. Just giving up, really. Now, Little Brookie out on track. Definitely looks like he's given up. Out on track. Bass leading, Vienmi second at this stage. Deneen in 30s, 4.9 seconds out on track. Only 10 drivers. Your guess is as good as mine, Onyx. I don't even know why there's 10 drivers, to be honest. Drivers on holiday in football, yeah. Yeah. Netherlands against England, the big match. Felix, by the way, is on holiday, that's why he's missing. S-Boy and Bank Job, don't know what they're up to. Completely disregarded this league as far as I'm aware. As for the others, who knows? Who knows? It is such a shame. We have been getting very regular attendances of anywhere between 14 and 16 drivers normally for F2. It's one of the most well-attended tiers here in Global Club Racing. Just a shame. I know it's coming to the end of the game cycle, but come on, you should be committing yourselves to every single race out on track. It's just, I don't know, it's a bit, from my perspective, being a commentator in League One, it's a bit unprofessional if you've committed to a game and you're going to finish it off. But, hey-ho. Hey-ho, Bass, Vienmi, out on track. Matey Boy Ballboy still looking quite close. They're never really going for moves, though, these two. They're running down straight. Matey Boy not close enough there. The two NSX boys giving us a shuttle. Deneen just losing time slightly. 5.1 seconds the gap at this stage. It's 5.6, 5.7 between the 3 leaders at this stage. And also, people are probably watching the Canadian Grand Prix 2011 that's on Sky Sports F1 as well. That might be why people start attending. But at this stage, it is still Maybe there's Little Brookie setting the fastest lap of the race. Good for him. Good for him, trying to nick Rocco's fastest lap there. Of course, we could still see it on the fastest lap before the end, and to be honest, I'd like to as well. The two NSX boys completely and utterly dominating out in front. The Dutchman and the Swede, Bass and Vienmi. currently pressurising each other. Just to confirm for anybody that is interested in IGP Manager, I will tell you the results coming up at the end of this race, as I'm just going to extend my contracts for my drivers. Bass still out in front, VNV second, pressurising nicely. It's all going to start to boil up, I think, between these two. Give us a really good battle. That's what I'm wanting to see here. A really good battle between these two. It'll be ideal if we can get that, of course. 7/10 of a second. Bass just extending that gap a bit further. Ballboy and Matey Boy being quite consistent. 6/10 away from each other at this stage. Deneen still in third. Glock in fourth. Looks like he could try and undercut these. He could even try and get the win of this race. Could Glock. Who knows? Who knows? The enemy just picked up a penalty. I obviously missed that because I was too busy staring down at my iPad. So I do apologise. Little Brookie is retired from this race. Don't think he was going to make an impact on the results anyway, so maybe that was the best thing for him. Matey Boys ran miles out wide. Coming through turn 10. That's down on the entrance into the straight. He's lost a good deal of ground there. He's lost 5/10. There's a yellow flag in sector 1, which is not one of the leaders. Everyone's through sector 3, so that's obviously a little Brookie retiring out on track, which again, come next season, will be illegal to do, and you will pick up a penalty because of that. You will automatically, in the current rules and regulations that I've currently got it down as, you're going to be picking up a qualifying ban if you do retire out on track, which is a shame. We'll see, actually. There is little Brookie's AI car just off track. Retired, obviously, in the first sector. The enemy just making a slight mistake there, just hanging off the camber of the corner. But Bass leading at the minute. Still, 9 laps to go. Lap 19 out of 28, and currently it is Bass in the lead, the enemy in second. Little Brookie saying he retired on the pits. Again, I don't think that popped up on my screen, so that might be a bit of a glitch for me. I'm not sure what is going on tonight, but we'll see. But is the Swede going to get closer to the Dutchman? Is the Swede going to get closer to the Dutchman? He is. He's closing in, the enemy. Never committing for the move, though. There was space down the inside to try and go for the move, but I think it would have been ending up in a Danny Rick situation where there could have been a bit of contact there, so not too bad. Bass leading the enemy in second. Little Brookie leaves the session after his fastest lap and retiring into the pit lane. Definitely thought he didn't pit. Just go in the pits. I could be totally misunderstood, and it could be my eyesight completely going, so I do apologise if that is the case. Probably is the case as well. But 5.5 tenths separating the top two, and these two are the only two that are really battling at this stage. Matey Boy has made some sort of mistake behind Ballboy. He's losing consistent amounts of ground now to Ballboy. 2.2 seconds that gap for 5th and 6th. With Bass leading at the minute, the enemy in second, as I have got to try and stretch out my leg with a pulled muscle. Oh, that's very helpful. Very horrible to go on board with. But Bass leading, the enemy second. Ooh. Ay. I'm getting very uncomfortable. Bass leading the enemy in second at this stage, and Montana, by the way, just confirming they are allowed to fight. It's fine. We saw Bass going around the outside of the enemy, so I mean, if they're not allowed to fight, then what was that? That was a terrific move though by Bass. Here comes the enemy now down the inside. The Swede has got it alongside. Down the inside, Bass gives him room. Good driving between both. The enemy just loses on the corner, and Bass picks up the lead again. Thought and almost looked for a second then that the enemy was going to get the move done, similar to a move that Bass pulled off around 5-6 laps earlier. But good stuff at the minute. Bass, the enemy, just losing control of the car, which was a shame. Glock, though, is closing in on Deneen. It's 1.7 seconds at the minute. Not closing in at the rate like you would imagine on the Super Softs, but he is closing in quite quickly, and that could be spawning up to be very interesting. Deneen and Glock. 21 out of 28, 75% rest distance, so if everything goes wrong and my connection goes away and there's a PSN issue, then we would of course count the results as they are at this stage. Bass, Vienmi, leading the way. 3-4 tenths the gap at this stage in the race. Deneen in third, Glock in fourth, Ballboy, Macy Boy and Mads 5th, 6th and 7th at this stage. And looking good at the minute are these guys out in front, but it just looks like Bass is just holding off a little bit. Vienmi is getting closer. Vienmi has been teaming up a lot of ERS. He can now attack him down the straight. So watch out for the Swede getting the better one off the corner. Bass gets a slightly better one off the corner. Vienmi though will close in. They begin to close in halfway down the straight. Don't think he's close enough this time around. Not as close enough as he was last time around. But Bass and Vienmi first and second at the minute, but Deneen and Glock now starting to get going. Glock right on the back of Deneen, and hopefully we are going to see some clean and competitive racing between these two. I have given them both a stern warning into tonight. Deneen just loses the car slightly on the curb, and Glock is all over the back of him. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be really interesting. 6-7 more laps to go, and Deneen might be hanging on from Glock here. Hopefully they don't come in to tangle each other, and hopefully there is no contact, because there's hardly been any contact throughout this race apart from the S section on lap 1, Bullboy and JB. That is about it really. But Deneen, Glock at this stage, and coming back actually, I think that crash between Bullboy and JB would be put down to a racing incident. I'm not sure if it would be. Of course, we will be investigating that, of course, as well as any other incidents that appear at the race. But it looks like I'm going to have a very free night come the end of in a couple of days. Vienmi again, 3-second time penalty. Just losing out now is the Swede. Let's go on board with the penalty situation. That's Rocco by mistake. Bass has got no penalties. Vienmi's now got 2 penalties, so it's looking bad for Vienmi at this stage. They're closing in at all, running down the straight though. Glock is getting closer to Deneen. He's going to pull out onto the right hand side. He should get move done here. Glock down the inside on Deneen, gives him plenty of room this time, gets that move done, and Glock is up to third, and now we can push on the 2 leaders, and I wouldn't be surprised honestly if he might win this race. I really think Glock might have something in the tank here to pull out a good performance and win this race at this stage. Deneen looking very racy in behind, still trying to stick to Glock's quarters. Not quite, running out wide, and Glock taking a much deeper line, getting him time through there, and it should be job done for Glock. He will be getting a pull away from Deneen, who just loses the back end slightly coming out of turn 19. Bass leading Vienmi in second, 1 and 2, but the gap is beginning to close down. Glock is getting closer. He's now in free air. Deneen will try and hold on for grim life, but I don't think it's going to be any sort of... he's not going to respond, I don't think, at all to Glock. He was looking very good indeed. Tier 2... I better promote to 1 now. That is... don't know what they're going on about there. 5.3 second gap on lap 18. That was Glock to Deneen, and now 7 tenths the other way for Glock. Closing in, 4 seconds the gap. But the 2 NSX boys are going to go out again, it seems. Bass and Vienmi running down the straight. 4 tenths. He is a little bit closer this time around. I don't think he's totally close enough to go for a move, but he is getting closer. He is getting closer. Can he come in it down the inside? We're going to see him down the outside. Down the inside, Vienmi. Bass around the outside. Didn't lose the rear this time. Vienmi trying to hang around the outside. Will just sit and wait, I think. Is he going to try and repeat a move that Bass did? He's going to try and go inside. Bass coming it off very nicely, and good defensive driving by the Dutchman to cover off the Swede. But this is now starting to boil into a really great battle between these two. Bass and Vienmi, first and second, 5.5 tenths the gap. At the minute, it's just extending out slightly. Glock now pulling away from Deneen in behind, third and fourth. And those two sit at this stage, but it is all beginning to boil up with 5 laps to go. Guys of the world, spice up your life. There's definitely spicing up the life out on track tonight. Bass and Vienmi, and that totally was not a Spice Girls pun at all. But Bass and Vienmi, first and second, out on track. Dutch and the Swede going at it. And this is what we like to see. NSX, an esports team, Montana giving the orders, these two fighting, both brilliant drivers, and these two getting to prove to everyone, as Bass looks very slow out of there. Vienmi really getting the background now. Here we go, as Bass gonna hold him off. Vienmi a lot closer this time. Just trying to maintain the tyres slightly. Bass and Vienmi running down the straight. Slightly closer this, slightly away this time. I think he's about 400 off in comparison to last time, but I think he's still going to be close enough. Running down into the, down to turn 11. He turns the 12, 13, 14 and 15 they go, with 4 more laps to go after this one. Bass, Vienmi, Bass has run wide. Bass has run wide. Now Vienmi is going to try and see an opportunistic move, but not through the triple right-hander here. For Vienmi, Bass hanging on for grim life it seems. Vienmi all over the back of him, extending his championship lead no matter what tonight. But looking behind, because that is a Mercedes in the background, that is Glock, and it's now 1.8 seconds the gap. He is really closing this down. Deneen as well, Vienmi down the inside into turn 1. Is he going to outbrake himself? He does slightly. Bass will try and get the switch back, but I think Vienmi's got this done, and he has. Vienmi with a brilliant move down the inside into turn 1. He's got that move done, and the Swede is up past the Dutchman. He's up to P1. Now, can he pull away with a rampaging Glock in behind? Deneen also trying to catch as well. It's all balling to the crescendo in the final 4 laps here. Vienmi and Bass holding on and hanging on for grim life it seems, because Glock is closing, and Glock is closing quickly on a set of supers. Those tyres will go off. Just to pick up on the penalty situation, he has got 2 penalties, which it is going to play into Bass's favour at this stage. He's just outside of DRS running down the straight. Bass, however, within DRS. 4 cars running down the straight. That's a beautiful photo opportunity there. Mad's 3 second time penalty running around in the back. Mitchy Boy's trying to catch Bullboy as well. That gap has just goes down slightly. But Vienmi hanging on in there. And in front, in fact, Bass is going to be the one that's hanging on in there, called Glock, closing rapidly. 0.8 of a second. Pretty much the same gap either way for Bass. He's right in the middle of essentially 2 battles potentially. It could all spark up into one big 3-way battle for the lead. That's what we're hoping for, but Glock is moving. He is moving, and he is moving quickly into this race. 3 laps to go, and it's going to be a 3-way showdown, I think. We can probably count Deneen out of this at this stage. But it's going to be a 3-way showdown here in Circle of the Americas. It's going to be like the Cowboys out in the desert, getting their lassos out. They're getting their F1 cars out instead. And this is all boiling down into a showdown in the desert here in America. And I know you're probably thinking, well, they don't have desert. Well, Texas does have desert. And I will certainly be trying to get a dessert after this as well. Glock right in the back of Bass, coming out of the straight. Coming down the straight now. Vienmi hanging on. Bass in second. Glock is closing. Glock is closing. The Brit. Is he going to go for an opportunistic move down the inside? He is. He's going to think about it. Glock's down the inside. Bass gives him room, and it's a beautiful move there by Glock. He's up to P2. Bass will try and hang around his outside. Glock, though, with the defensive positioning of his car, has got that move done. He's on quicker tyres. He now can set his sights on the Swede, who is looking currently like a Swedish meatball, quite flat at the minute. Vienmi, Glock closing in all the time. This is going to boil down to a very intense and very tense for the drivers. 2 laps to go after this lap has ended, and we now have 2 laps to go in America. Vienmi leads, Glock second, Bass in third for a 10-car race. 3 guys rampaging out in front. Deneen trying to stick with them. He's just not quite got the pace. He's still in this though, possibly. He is still in this, but it is just beginning to lose. And Vienmi hanging on in there. Glock on much fresher tyres. He will begin to attack through the S section. He will get closer. I would imagine he'd be within DRS range just to come to the straight. 1.1 seconds currently at the minute. Bass now retreating backwards. Deneen is getting closer. 2.3 seconds that gap. Bass now just possibly losing his tyres as Deneen picks up another 3-second time penalty. That's going to be costly for him, the Irishman, and Glock just within DRS as they come down the straight for the penultimate time. It is boiling up to be a really cracking race to the end, with between Vienmi and Glock for the win, and Bass in third, hanging on from Deneen in fourth. Glock not close enough this time, but over the course of the next lap, just watch how he closes. The Mercedes, this is from, remember, this is Glock from 9th place on the grid up to 2nd, currently out on track. But he is feeling like he can get this race win, and it's all coming down to the crescendo with about a lap to go here in Austin, Texas, at the Circuit of the Americas. Vienmi hanging on in there. They're both on relevant penalties. Bass will be closing. Glock is right on the back of him, coming through the final corner. Here we go, down the straight for the final time. Vienmi and Glock, lap 28 out of 28, and Glock is closing in. He's going to go down for a dive bomb down the inside. He is. Glock commits it down the inside. Gets the lead of the race. Where is Vienmi in all of this? Vienmi is nowhere to be seen. He's spun out of turn 1. Vienmi has spun out of turn 1. The tyres have finally given up. The rear's overheating. Glock now out in front 2 seconds. He can begin to pull away. And this has been a beautifully judged tactical drive by Glock. The Brit is going to win this out on track. But watch out for the penalties, because it's going to get very interesting in behind. Glock has got to pull away by another 4 seconds, ideally, for him to take this race win. What are they doing behind? Do they swap positions? They're both on penalties in behind. Deneen, by the way, is also on 2 penalties. 4 penalties. So Deneen's out of this. It's between Bass and Vienmi for the win, really. Glock with 2 3-second time penalties, but Glock with a beautifully judged timed effort here in Austin, Texas. He is going to come around turn 15 now for the final time out on track. Glock is coming round. He is going to win here in Austin, but watch out for the penalties, because the penalties is going to void him his race win. Glock now round the final 2 corners. Turn 19. Now into turn 20. The Brit is going to score here in the Mercedes. Glock is going to win across the line, but watch out for the penalties in behind, because it's going to be Bass that takes the win. It's going to be Vienmi who doesn't finish second. He finishes third in the end, with the penalties being added there. Glock has finished second and all of that, so good stuff from Glock to come across the line in second. Vienmi third and Deneen in fourth. Ballboy has pulled away from Matey Boy in the last couple of laps. He's going to be coming across the line in fifth, it seems. Good consistent drive as always from Ballboy, even if he's nearly a minute off the leader. Matey Boy, an F3 reserve, joining us tonight, comes in 6th place. Quite lucky with some of the retirements. Ballboy across the line in 5th. Matey Boy is going to be coming across the line in 6th. And we now wait for the Dane. He was going to be coming around in 7th. That is Mads, of course, in the Haas. Probably in Kevin Magnussen's Haas as well. Mads running wide. He doesn't care. He really doesn't care. He's nearly at the end of this race. Comes across the line now to finish in 7th place. And Mads slows down to do a half-hearted donut. He now does some donuts. Sadly, no jam donuts out on track for Mads. He's going to be coming across the line any second now. I would love if he does before Christmas does come. And Mads across the line in 7th, finally comes across the line, and that is the race over for tonight. Austin, Texas, again delivers. Even if 10 drivers win, probably one of the most competitive races of the season, and all boils down in the end to the penalties, and it is Bass who essentially had a very bad couple of races, very over-aggressive couple of races. This time he was clean. This time he put the car in front when it mattered, caused the penalties. Glock taking the win in the end. He's my drive of the day, if I've got to be honest. Glock, really good drive, very good tactical drive, and it seems Bass has taken the win. And hopefully no investigations to happen on Bass. The only one not to have a penalty, and that I think is what Montana said earlier on. It's all going to come down to penalties. It did come down to penalties. Bass kept it clean, kept it out of extending the track limits, and he has got the win here, the Dutchman. Scoring 25 points. Glock in second. Vienme in the end only scoring an extra 3 points in his championship quest to beat Deneen into fourth. Bullboy in fifth. Matey Boy in sixth. Mads in seventh. The three DNFs are Little Brookie, Morocco and JB. 8th, 9th and 10th. Good results from everyone, and Bass has won here as we now go into the driver interviews. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
And the shit for Deneen is has just came up. Don't know what that was about. Oh, we can't do an interview with you then. Right. Do we need to invite anyone into the party to get an invite done? Yeah, we've got room for 3 more guys to come in.
Invite the whole field.
I don't think so. Goodness me. Racing race, Bass, Vienme and Glock. Well done, Bass and Vienme. Says unseen. Great race, Bass. Well done. Shimmer had the penalties. First race winner of the season for Bass as well. I do believe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is the case. But great win from him. 2010 F1 on the Nintendo DS was better. Says Lewis. I'm not sure if Bulbo wants to come and tell that because he's obviously our Nintendo expert.
I mean, it was a good game, but it was downgraded, I think, for that console, so
Nah.
you'd have to give points away from that.
Well, hopefully the action out on track did spice up your life, as Spice Girls will be taken to the stage in Sunderland in about 13 minutes. God help us. God help everyone that lives in Sunderland tonight. Why would you want to go to a concert, 50,000 people, and watch them, an overpaid bunch of hypocrites, dancing and singing on stage? But there we go. That's just my opinion on things. We can get some interviews, though, done in the meantime, and we can go on ball. We can have an interview with Bullboy, because you were the one that finished highest up, with Deneen obviously not sharing his mic. So, how was your race and qualifying out there? Oh, is your voice on share now?
No, just do Bullboy anyway.
Oh, we'll do Bullboy.
Oh! Penalty to England, apparently, in the
Ooh.
Nations thingy.
Who's taking it? It'll be Raheem Sterling, I bet, taking it as well. Oh, Rashford! Rashford scored. England 1-0. Come on.
Excellent.
Sorry, Dutchies. Got to remember, we've got to respect our Dutch people who might be watching the match. But England are now winning. Marcus Rashford was brought down by De Ligt and he scored the penalty. So it looks like we're going to the final of the Nations League, which pretty much is a league that nobody cares about because, I mean, it's like the Checkatrade Trophy, really.
I've never heard of either of them.
It's like the Checkatrade Trophy. Yeah, the Nations League, something brand new. Kyle has joined us, by the way, in this part, in this lobby as well. But Bullboy, talk us through how it went out there, out on track.
Right.
Somebody's eating, not drinking.
So, yeah, qualifying went for the ultras. So, yeah, finished up mid-pack in that session. Race start was alright. I don't know what happened to JB, but he just spun off. There was no contact on my screen, so I don't know what happened
Lag?
with him. Maybe on cold tyres, I'm not too sure, so I have to find out from him. But yeah, strange 2 races in a row that we seem to be getting involved in things, you know, collisions. But anyway, after that, yeah, I just went off and did my own race. Glock went through, and yep, there were 2 battles, and I was in the latter battle with Matey Boy and Mads, and ultimately, me and Matey Boy had the same pace, and Mads I think too. So Penalties were really going to decide that one, or if someone made a mistake. And in the end, I did a pretty consistent race, and yeah, managed to get P5 in the end.
P5 in the end, obviously a very consistent result as always this season. What was the battle like with Matey Boy? Because I did see it was getting quite close at points in the second half of that race.
Yeah, it certainly got close, but Matey Boy just sat behind thinking that I was gonna, you know, have a bad exit, but I was definitely prepared to try and do my best on all the overtaking positions, because I know all of them around this track. I know this track inside out, so yeah, I covered them off well. Oh.
The stewards have given you a 3-second time penalty for contact with other cars.
That was it.
Oh,
That's
illegal
3 seconds
overtake
to be
on
added to
Kyle.
our race time. Illegal
But
manoeuvre,
obviously,
see
yeah,
that
you
position,
drove
or will
really
receive
well.
a penalty.
Going into Brazil next week, penultimate race of the season, how do you expect to go on right there, down there?
What happened? Let me know
Well,
you're
I hope
okay.
Well,
for a
even.
more entertaining race, but yeah, points again, as I always say. Just yeah, I hope there's a lot more battles and things going on.
Yeah, I'm sure there will be a lot of battles, and hopefully there is a better attendance, of course, next week. I'll review my footage. I was right behind that incident. JB saying, thought you spun me, ball boy. Might have been a bit of lag, but I thought I saw contact on my end from the stream. It could have been my failure in the first half of the qualifying, where my connection gave way. But still. Oh, Mads, what are you doing? 10-second time penalty, 3-second time penalty. What are you doing? What are you doing? You're supposed to be giving GHR a good name, and you're totally not going to see what I did to some people, like Ballboy.
I did see it. I did see
Oh, nobody saw it. Nobody saw it. It was all in your imagination. All in your imagination. But we move on now to if Danina's got his voice shared.
Yeah, man.
You're here. How was your race? How was your qualifying, first of all, though?
Good qualifying, hard tire, P3. Starting there and then off there. I got a glitch on the start that basically made the harder tires useless because I started on 30% and then Rocco started on 90, so that put us out of contention in the first stint, and then yeah, for the rest of the race it was just quiet. I had Block go past me and just watching the leaders battle, and that was basically my race.
Yeah, you did seem to have a good battle. It was getting very close between you and Glock near the end of the race. Did you feel like you had to let him through, knowing that you had history in the past with him?
No. Why would I let him through?
Well, you did give him plenty of room to complete the move down the inside. Could have been fought a little bit better from my perspective, but still, he got past, and he eventually went on
make
to...
your job easier.
Eventually went on to win the race in first. Going to Brazil next week, how do you think you're going to get on?
Don't know.
Hmm?
Don't know. I haven't done
Don't know. Don't know is the answer from Deneen. But thank you very much anyways. Next up, I think, is Mads.
Yes.
I'll just come on for a comment, by the way, that Senenzi said, James, before you say in the stream that I'm not joining without letting anything known, look better in the chat, you said no or yes. I did see your message in the chat. I'm just wondering why there was no reason given. That's all I'm wondering about. If you can send me that, that'll be fantastic. And Billy has said, who's watching me next week? I've got a league battle. We've also got Global Hub Racing next week, so I don't think plenty of people, as JB's run out of fuel at the end of this race. Oh, he wins anyways. 7 PM he says his league battle is. But anyways, on to Mads. How was your qualifying?
I decided to start on first tires, so I didn't set a lap time, because if I start 8, 9 or 10 doesn't really make a difference. So I chose that strategy, and yeah, to hopefully have a clean race, and I did have a clean race, so I got some solid points because of the lack of attendance. So I'm happy with the points. A bit disappointed I didn't get the fastest lap. don't know what went wrong there.
Nah.
Quiet qualifying, quiet race. So I tried to do the fastest lap to make it exciting, but I couldn't do it, unfortunately. But I'm happy with the points.
Yeah, very happy with the points. Obviously, the lack of attendance giving you extra points in the championship. Going on to Brazil, how do you think you're going to get on?
Definitely better than Mexico and United States. Those are probably one of the two worst tracks on the calendar for me. So in Interlagos, I definitely expect to maybe even qualify in the top 10. That could be good. Definitely not last.
Definitely not last. Thank you very much for that, by the way, Matt. I'm just going to suggest somebody into the party who I've just seen wants an invite in. Hopefully we might be announcing something in about 2 minutes' time. But moving on, Rocco is the final member here.
Yep.
What on earth happened? Did you get the tyre glitch by any chance? Which you said to me in the chat.
90% tyres, all four at the start. I felt on the formation lap and I was like, great, that's me gone. I'm done for this race. So that was it.
That was it. And then from that point, I think it was just a case of try and make up for lost time and then battle with the other guys a lap down. I think that's what I saw from you, which is a shame. I mean, obviously we can't stop the tyre glitches on the game, and unfortunately it's had to happen to you at the worst possible time. But
do I get a record for like GHR's quickest puncher by before turn 10?
Get that.
Yeah, you could definitely possibly get that. You could definitely get that. That'll be your award for the day.
That.
Award for the day.
You set a world record. Well done.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Get him in the Guinness Book of Records. Goodness me. But moving into Brazil, how do you think you're going to get on around there?
As long as I don't have a tyre glitch, I reckon I'll be competitive. I should be top 7, 8 around there. Towards the back end of the top, like towards the back end of the points, probably. Hopefully, anyway.
I generally do have a cough, by the way, in the comment section. Thank you for pointing that out. Thank you, by the way, to Rocco. Much appreciated. We have then got nobody else to interview. So if that person...
Announcement.
If that person who was being suggested would like to come in to the party, that would be fantastic. I have suggested him.
Is it Project Cars 2?
Nope.
Project Cars 2?
Nope.
Is it Dirt Rally?
In the meantime, actually, I'll give you an update on what's happening for GT Sport this Sunday. Now, there's only a small match of the Canadian Grand Prix on. Don't know what that's about. But it sadly has had to have a detrimental effect on what we're going to be doing on Sunday. So, in the respect of everyone, I think everyone will be wanting to watch the Grand Prix. We have cancelled this week's GT Sport for Interlagos. That doesn't mean that it's cancelled entirely. As a backup plan, we're going to be hosting I'm going to be hosting a GT Sport session from 4 o'clock.
We're looking forward to seeing what you can do in today's race. Good luck.
6 on Sunday. For anybody that does want to come along to the test session and have a few laps around Interlagos. We might even do a quick 5-lap race as well with the realistic tyre settings and the realistic settings that, of course, we do provide. So
James,
that is that. Interlagos will be happening next week. So next Sunday, 16th of June, will be Interlagos, round 3 of the championship here in GHR, which is a shame. I know people are probably wanting to see the action that unfolds out on track, but we can't run if it's going to be the Canadian Grand Prix. Thank you very much. You have killed yourself in trying to kill me, so thank you very much, Paul. Oh my god, what on earth have I just seen?
That move was illegal. Return the position.
I have just
We've been awarded a time penalty. We'll go against our finishing time at the end of the race.
Top of about 5 cars.
I think that's how movies are made.
Are you alright?
And I've killed Rocco.
Engine off.
As well. Which is... Billy asking when sign-ups are out. That'll be for F1 2019, I imagine. They will be out on game release day. I can confirm that. And I can also confirm something very exciting that's going to be happening in the future of Global Hub Racing. We have got a very special guest now in the party with us to announce it. Good evening, Kyle.
Hello, how are we?
I'm very good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm excited to announce this.
So what is that announcement? People's on tenterhooks here. Come on, let's just get it out there.
Yeah, well, it's been coming for quite a long time, but we can happily announce that LK Racing and Global Hub Racing will be partnering up, and yeah, it's going to be really exciting. But yeah, I can't wait to get started.
Yep, I echo those words, and I think every member of the admin team and every member of our driving community will be excited at LK Racing. It's our first official partnership with an esports team. I think it's one that shouldn't be overlooked whatsoever. We've got a very bright future ahead, especially going on to F1 2019, which is where most of our investment will be going in. But, of course, me and Kyle will be working behind the scenes very hard to engage more members of the community to get involved in LK Racing and to get involved indeed in Global Hub Racing. And I personally cannot wait to see the partnership unfold over the coming weeks, months, and hopefully years. Really excited for it.
It's going to be really exciting. As I said, I can't wait to get started.
Fantastic. I'm just getting giddy about this. I'm really getting giddy. Goodness me. And of course, Kyle is currently leading this race in Monaco as well, so it's quite fitting that he is leading the race while announcing LK Racing and GHR teaming up. And some of our main objectives and core goals of the partnership voice crack, just ignore that one. So from our perspective, from Global Hub Racing's perspective, is that LK Racing will become a partner in full on F1 2019, so that will mean their drivers will get to sign up to our leagues and get the chance to offer clean and competitive racing in all leagues that they compete in. Members of the LK team will be coming into our admin team as well to help us along with organisation of the leagues, help us also with stewarding, with organising the leagues, with coordinating the leagues. There's going to be quite a lot going on, but definitely something. And I think most important point of all is that LK will be advertising us through their official platform, so that's on Twitter. Go and follow them on Twitter, LK Racing Esports Team, if you haven't already had a look at their Twitter, and if you haven't already followed, then you're disappointing me if you haven't already followed. It's something that it should be mandatory. Something that should be mandatory. But also, we are going to be advertising LK Racing through thingy, which is literally what I've just done as well. I think it's just really exciting stuff. Keelan, what's your reaction to the partnership?
I'm not very happy.
Just say yay.
Yeah, Racing League Hub, I think. We'll talk about that after, because I think I've seen what's happened there. Which is...
What's happened? Is it good?
Well, we'll talk afterwards. But for us and Falcao Racing, I think it's very important that we do have the drivers at the heart of everything that we do in Global Hub Racing moving forward. Of course, a one-owner approach doesn't limit us to totally everything. I'm very open to listening to alternative ideas of how to progress the league forward. Driver feedback surveys on Discord if you haven't already filled it in. Very important that we get feedback, I think, so we can take the league forward further and progress further as we unfold in this new partnership. And LK_Racing, thank you for the plug, by the way, in the comment section. And Unseen saying, great news, well done guys. However, surely LK can't be part of the stewarding team if they have drivers participating. What I'm going to be...
Yeah, I was just thinking that. What I was going to suggest is if we could have, like, LK members that aren't in that tier, let's say. So, like, I don't know, if they're in, like, tier 3, they could be part of tier 1 or, you know, vice versa. think that could work.
Yeah, I think something similar along. I was thinking that, of course, I think what we should be aiming for is a cross cohesion between LK Racing and Global Hub Racing moving forward. So I think personally, it could be better to have some of the owners and the admins of LK Racing currently looking over our stewarding. That I think will be fantastic. So, well, obviously we'll talk more and announce more as it unfolds. But a very bright future, I think, being announced tonight. And just 3 weeks until the new game. And lucky sods that are going to be getting it 3 days early, like me. I'll be testing out the game 3 days early on everyone's benefit. So that's going to be great stuff indeed. Anybody else want to add any comments to what I said? As we've got a Welshman in our lobby, Mr. Meyer.
I thought he deleted the game.
I thought he deleted the game. Obviously not. Obviously, I think he's probably been downloading it and thingy. And by the way, 1-0 at half time to England in the Nations League. So just to point out that.
England will bottle it.
Yeah, anybody else want to add anything before we end the stream? Bullboy, I think you've just come back on the mic. I heard your voice crack as well. Goodness me. Thank God for that. Thank God for that. But question to Kyle: can I resign for the team? I don't know what Billy's on about there. I'm in P1. I can't cause any crashes now. Oh.
I think he means resign.
Yeah, can I resign? Yeah, can I resign for the team? Obviously, cross cohesion will be advising OK on who they should be then back in the team and whatever. So I'm sure you'll hear something soon, Billy.
Oh my God!
Oh, mad.
Someone jumped the start.
Whoa! Who's just killed me? Mads!
Are you okay? That was a big one. Confirm you're okay,
Was
please.
that you?
Yeah.
No.
Are you sure? I've just been completely killed at the lead of the race.
Killed?
Someone jumped the start, and then that was that.
Oh my God! Just an innocent bystander in all of this. God, come on, man! Don't aim for the owner. Jesus. Anyway, I think on that note,
LK have tyre glitches.
do LK have tyre glitches? Probably not.
Yeah. If not, I'm interested.
Disgusting.
Yeah, no tyre
Exactly,
glitches here.
disgusting. Everyone disliking now because Monaco's being shown instead of the United States. It's like Bull Boy's Canadian Grand Prix video where he actually shows Abu Dhabi. Pretty sure. Go and check that out on his channel if you want to, if you do actually not have a life. But still. But I think before it all gets out of hand, I'd just like to end off here by saying the future is bright between LKR and GHR. Next race for us is tomorrow, GHR F1. Hopefully we're going to be getting a very good attendance for that moving forward. And 3 weeks to go until the new game is released, and I cannot wait until this new game is released.
Have you pre-ordered the game, James?
I'm pre-ordering it, Matt, on Saturday, and you have my guarantee and personal word. I'm going down I'm going down to the town to Game in the UK, the only provider for the game. Game.
What?
Yeah. Game. Plenty of games coming out now, but Game.
What?
The
company's called Game.
The company is called Game. Yeah.
Have you
So I'm
ever
gonna-
heard of Game before?
Are you sure it's not GameStop?
No, not
No, it's
GameStop.
Game. There's Game.
Okay, I've never heard that. I'm just gonna presume it's a British thing.
Yeah, he's Irish, but we're just gonna have to gloss over that. He hasn't heard of many things, so. But there we go. Yeah, so I'm going to be playing the game on Saturday. Personal word. And if anybody does not see me with a physical copy on the 25th of June, then I don't know then what you could do. But
Can I shoot you?
no. We don't promote violence in Global Hub Racing.
But you said I could last year in TFRL.
What's June the 8th? Yeah, FIFA 20.
like
This
FIFA.
is F1 2018 at the minute. Goodness me. But let's end here. Thank you very much for watching the action unfolding out on track, and thank you, of course, for being a part of tonight's racing. To the 10 drivers that did bother to show up, fantastic attendance, I think, and a very good clean race, which I think is what everyone was wanting in the stream. Blocky saying it's cheaper online. I know, but I'd rather get it through an official channel, to be honest. And just to point out to everyone, Mr. Meyer is still a bottle. He's in 10th place. He is Welsh. And on that note, thank you very much for watching.
Anything about an animal?
And he might be a sheep, but still. Let's just gloss over that. Oh, he's overtaken somebody! He's overtaken somebody! Go on, kill him! Kill him! Oh, the Force Indy is not going for his teammate. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.
Pass me the now.
Demon Hill. Demon Hill. Demon Hill!